Hello and welcome back, everyone. Sorry for the little bit of technical difficulties. Welcome back to Divine Right of Kings, everybody. I'm so glad we're back. We're away for a week, but now we have returned. And we just did, we had a nice quiet session last time. We had, uh, Percy deciding to, revoke Lofton's right to be on the planet. We had Bastion revealing himself to everyone to save the prince of the world from being murdered by an upstart noble full of combat drugs. Second committee combat drugs. There we go. We can make that sentence a little bit longer, more specific, and more surreal. We had a mystery, a cloaked mystery sniper fire a shot into him, into the upstart noble from a rooftop, and bookkeeper acquired a shell from that firing, which appears to be emblazoned with House of Sand's mark, which is a little strange based on how they operate. We had just, like a chill conversation about the nature of power, its uses, and the nature of violence and political action over a sandwich with Olmo. Just like normal, like it was chill. It was fine. it was fine.
It's the most normal part of the whole session.
I mean, we're here for giant robots subtle like a hammer. Oh, and also the burner phone held by the second committee operative that is loose in our city was smashed when someone kind of said something that she wasn't ready to hear. It was a little abrupt for her. And we're supposed to meet with her, but it's a little unclear how that's gonna go down.
Listen, sometimes someone tells you the truth and you don't like it.
Sometimes someone tells you the truth and you don't like it. Sometimes you have big feelings, and anyone who gives you feedback, it feels like they're telling you no about your big feelings, and that's hard.
Yeah.
And what if we try starting perhaps similarly to last time? Freeze out, where do we find you?
I feel like he's been kind of like high anxiety all morning because he's not sure how to feel about what happened yesterday. What with the whole Lofton thing, and he just sent that letter to Elizabeta, and what if it appeared what if she got it after all the shit went down, and yeah, just lots of anxiety about his oldest friend and where the two of them stand right now. So I think he's probably been watching the clock really closely, and as soon as it's 10 a.m., he's gonna step into his bedroom and give her a call.
Yeah, as you're stepping into your room to make that call, mom's just making dinner. She waves at you.
I wave back. Fuck that. No, that's not. I would love that to be a conversation. That's not going to be a conversation.
Dad, sort of watching the news, seems kind of unconcerned with it.
Yeah.
Not like, oh, this means nothing. Just doesn't feel like this is a particularly urgent situation. A lot of secrets happening in Penn's household right now. So yeah, you want to duck into your room and make that phone call?
And I assume that my room has like pretty good fucking soundproofing.
Oh yes.
Like for a variety of reasons.
I feel like I just have this vision like at some age, like Penn's parents had the talk. It was the talk about not having urgent conversations with data insecurity. And like a long list of how exactly to communicate discreetly. And the mandatory parts of that.
All the good stuff.
Yeah.
You know, not only are the walls double soundproofed, but also, I don't know, there's a little machine that makes it so that any audio recording devices that aren't, you know, pressed up against the mouth or whatever aren't going to work and all that sort of fun stuff. Anyway, I give Liza a call.
It rings a few times.
No answer, though?
There's an answer. Just with the most, like, clear, unmodulated, like, customer service kind of vocal tone from her. So, how may I help you?
Can I do a check-in? Are you okay?
What an interesting question. What are you looking for from this?
I worry about you, and your fiance, I worry about you.
Was it a position of weakness you were hoping to assist in my negotiation by placing me in a position of weakness?
Do you not want to talk to me? I can give you space if that's what you're looking for.
I'll talk to you on the grounds that you can explain what your goals with me are at this point.
I want to be able to be your friend. And I want you to be safe and be able to accomplish all the things that you've been working for.
And how did disassembling my fiance assist you in those you have from me?
I didn't know that what was going to happen yesterday was going to happen, and when I wasn't able to find a way to stop it.
I see. And tell me, what reason do I have to believe you?
because when he came at every time that he has come at people I care about with intent to kill, he's come away from that experience. And I had hoped, I don't know. I can't make you trust me. That's not how that works. I'm trying my best with limited information, same as the rest of us.
Because our information has been very limited in general. Our abilities and needs have fluctuated.
Yeah. Are you gonna be okay?
In order for us to wield power responsibly, we must have power to wield. So first I must turn my attention. I'll be in touch. Placed me in a position. Perhaps the world has placed me in a position where I need to call on that favor soon.
You know, I'm happy to help. No favors required.
Understood. Fortunately, sometimes they will be.
Yeah. It's the way of things, isn't it? I'm assuming you got my letter?
Yes.
I wrote that a week ago. I sent it. I had waited to give you time to cool off before sending it. I hope that it didn't cause more stress when you received it.
I see. Well, a part of me is strange to ask. That is how long you had premeditated.
Ah. I'm sorry and flattered that you think I'm that good.
I always did think highly of you. Be in touch.
Okay. Thank you.
Sorry in advance. for what the favors I might, or the favor
I'm
you might need.
preparing.
And
I'm
she hangs
preparing.
up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ken, how are you feeling?
You know, relieved. That wasn't that that was the good outcome of that conversation out of all the different scenarios that he was imagining. That went pretty well.
You know, some days we're all the way down at I'll take it. If that's the way it's gotta be, listen, good enough.
Yeah. He's kind of sad that he's like neglected his one of his like actually no, I think his absolutely his longest and probably first friend badly enough that she's like I don't trust you, but also gets it because it's not just Penn, it's also where she's at and the world that she lives in.
Right.
So, like, you know, it sucks. It's not all on him, but some of it is.
Yeah. Well, I think maybe one of the things that Penn is running into is like there's a limited amount that you can save someone from themselves and their own decisions.
Yes.
Or the decisions that they're required to make.
Yes, and it's a little weird because I feel like the reason why their own engagement was called off was for those reasons, but in the opposite direction. Where Liza was just like, "You're such a fucking mess. I actually can't. I'm sorry." And Penn's like, "You know what? That's fair." And so now Penn is in the weird position where, like, I'm not going to say he's being the responsible one, but he's being the more... He's in the position of whatever the fuck. And that's weird. That's weird, and he's not used to it.
The Helsing ultimate moment of like, good lord, it's strange to see this from the outside.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, oh no, she's spiraling. Fuck, that's my job. What the hell?
Right. Yeah.
So it's weird.
And we love an official favor. That's gonna be so normal.
I mean, yeah. It's gonna be bad. Penn's gonna try to keep everyone else out of it. It'll be normal.
It'll be normal. We love when things are normal. Pasha.
Hey.
Pasha, you'd want to do some research, is that right?
Yes and no. I wanted to do the basic research, but I don't expect to find anything.
Okay. Tell me about the basic research. Also, chat, thank you for letting me know that my audio levels are a little janky right now. I'm trying to tweak them live. So, if the disaster strikes, I'm sorry, everyone. Pasha, what kind of basic research do you want to do? You have this spent shell.
So, I'm hoping that my Omni scanner can find enough trace elements to tell what the bullet was jacketed with, and how much powder was used in the bullet, and based on the trajectory, if it had electromagnetic assistance or not.
Okay. Yeah. So it's gonna be the bullet is, hey, upon doing some basic research on that spent casing, right? Not only does it have mark of House of Sand like on it, like on the label of it, right? It's specially designed with a sort of like a unique shape. Like people don't usually make weapons of that bore measurement. It's just an odd number. Like it's a little bit between like even intervals of 5 in terms of like width. But they do so on the homeworld of House of Sand. Apparently it's a custom, it's a lucky number, and that's why that number was chosen. In fact, this shell is specifically designed for a special Kurikan Trade Foundries frame, essentially manufactured and used exclusively by House of Sand. The schematics are really well guarded by them.
Fascinating. So that implies that the assassin was wearing a cloaking hardsuit.
Something, or it was a size 1/2 frame, because the weapon this is from is a chassis mounted weapon.
Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Thank you.
No, you're good. So yeah, so it was a size 1/2 chassis, only manufactured on the homeworld of House of Sand with a lucky number. So it's like weirdly precise. If you were to say, be a house of subterfuge and espionage, where those are your main tools of public influence, perhaps it's so interesting that there's so many markers that mark it as uniquely from House of Sand. And now that you're looking into it, so interesting that there's an RKF chassis specifically essentially designed to be almost like a watermark for House of Sand. Right? No one else has this, no one else uses this. There's unique munitions.
Interesting. So it's intentional. And there's no other size half cloaking mech.
I mean, I'm sure that frames of that type exist, but this is just really specific, and it seems designed to be really specific externally to this, right? Like the building of a unique munition didn't happen just for this. Like this seems to be an intentional thing that House of Sand has designed, and now that you've discovered it, you maybe like starts becoming clear maybe why that is.
Okay. Can I roll research to find matching incidents of this frame being this frame and casing being used as sort of a calling card?
Most definitely.
Here and you're not safe.
Roll me.
Okay. I assumed I got an accuracy just because of my background.
I'm sorry. Yes, definitely.
Okay. Cool. Just making sure you rolled without asking.
Yes, no, you're good.
Awesome.
Definitely asked, but also you're good. 27. Yeah, for 27, there's like a now that you're looking into it, there's like a decent list of these. They're not hidden news stories. They're somewhat circulated. Not like they're like a popular gossip site. Just like someone's keeping them available easily when you search for them on the OmniNet. Right. There's a couple things about like there was an attempted coup. One of the coup leaders' main goals was sort of getting rid of House of Sand influence in the region because they felt that their self-determination was threatened, and like that part of the politics is a little unclear. But what's clear is the troops breaching the coup leader's stronghold didn't found him down when they got in there, or like there was this incident of this like. A lot of them are very positive news stories. A lot of them are very like oh, and then this mysterious thing happened. Rumors might be for this. Like someone talking up its importance and power, but it's not a sales pitch. There's a couple conspiracy posts that maybe got boosted the same way about the strength of House of Sand. Like Bookkeeper, for 27, right? You're good at this. This research is spread out in such a way that if someone was bad at research, they would reach the conclusion that this is a secret special project for House of Sand.
Mm-hmm.
This is their calling card. As someone who's for a 27, right? As someone who's good at this, that it's very clearly laid out as a breadcrumb trail that almost anyone could follow if they started looking for it.
Okay.
And designed and paced in the way that it reveals information such that those looking for it will feel clever for having figured out the conspiracy.
Interesting.
Now, granted, they're positive news stories. They're mostly about, like, when there's been sightings of it, they're mostly, like, tyrant kings and pirates, and some of them are just prominent people who spoke out against House of Sand or tried to undermine its interests. It's been cited in Dawnline. It's rumored to have been cited in Dawnline Shore once or twice, but that one was a little less well circulated because things haven't gone hot in the Dawnline Shore yet. If they're going to, that one maybe wasn't part of the breadcrumb trail.
Incredible. So it is used practically just when it is, and it's dirty. It knows how to keep itself undercover and undiscovered.
Something like that.
Cool. All right. I think we probably shouldn't have saved Lofton. Damn. Well, not much to do about it now. Let's pack the shell casing and the records from Red Hen of the incident into a safe deposit box, so that even if it's not released now, it can be verified that it is legit and was packaged day of and hasn't been tampered with.
Oh, certainly.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna ask everybody to come to a meeting. I don't want to talk about this over text. And I think where to go from here is something that we're all concerned about and have different ideas about.
Olmo.
Yes.
How are you doing? You had a weird, rough conversation. The situation that kind of got resolved before you got there.
Yeah, just ended up back at the safe house afterward, right?
Yeah.
Probably been trying to talk to Baz a little bit about the ARG that they've been running.
Baz is super excited. So Baz has figured out how to. So Baz, okay. So, sorry. Okay. So. Baz figured out how to set up a system, right, where the myriad types of grading of potato chips essentially are helping people wean people into different groups of committedness, puzzle solving, and research capacity, and organize each of the members of the ARG into different groups by skills. Because certain levels of skills are required to find different pockets of information. Baz actually has isolated a set of people who discover certain information first, because when you run an ARG, right, it's communal, so people share information. So Baz has begun categorizing people who find the information first and then disseminate it.
Excellent. Okay. And Baz, you've been recording all the information. You've been keeping this on record, I assume.
Yes, but
Good.
not retrievable security or working
Yeah.
together.
Makes sense. If there is a way that you can start trying to keep some degree of metadata on our end on users, we want to be starting to look at their movements and trying to figure out who's here for the cause and who's here trying to infiltrate.
Hmm? Yes. Yes, we can do metrics. We can do metrics.
I should also ask, what is the sort of nature of task you have them doing right now? What's the, I guess, highest risk activity you've got them running?
They are researching flavor.
Okay. If we could start shifting some of the objectives to more concrete things, things like, I don't know, putting up local graffiti, just trying to ratchet up into a little bit more real world action.
Oh, well, they have removed all of the best flavor of potato chips, except for the one in the back of the cabinet, the last one, which is yours. All the others sold out. And they are putting smiley faces on things, but they have to put the right number, and it's all over the city. And also, I set up a dragnet with every traffic camera in the city to count the number of faces, and they've essentially assembled a forum to attempt to modulate the number of faces because they need to hit the exact integer total in the city.
Excellent. So they are drawing these faces not in the ARG itself, but on the actual buildings.
Yes.
That works. That's perfect.
And erasing them, they have to reach the exact integer, and they don't have full communication with each other. This is why cooperation is difficult. But they are learning to cooperate. Good.
Exactly. Cooperating through adversity. Well, I can't see any more that, I guess we'd want to do at this stage. Just keep trying to collect metadata on them, keep trying to push them to more real-world interaction if you can, and just watching how they move, watching who they're interacting with and what they're doing.
Yes. Yes. Did you like your breakfast with Shifa?
Yes, I think it was productive.
I know you've been upset, and it's why I haven't been making the joke anymore. Because I want to be nice.
Oh, please, no, Baz, I don't want to stifle your sense of humor. Believe me, it's something I quite highly value.
But you do not value being called Yan Onmo.
Um, yes, I see what you mean. That
That's
one
what I've
does hit
been
a bit of
avoiding.
a sore spot.
It's not fair to you.
No, I do appreciate that, Baz, then, but I don't want you feeling like you have to, I don't know, overly censor yourself. I do appreciate you not bringing up that subject in particular, but
Do you know that I never thought you were him?
thank
Because
you.
you care.
I appreciate that.
Never did that. I just wanted to say. And only you get a message from Pasha.
Oh, where are we meeting exactly?
Pasha, ask that in a second. I'm sorry. Bastion.
Hello.
Bastion, how you doing?
I think Bastion is doing pretty well. I think he's finishing up a shift at the coffee shop.
Oh yeah. How is he feeling right now?
I think he's worried about Percy. I think he's gone over the texts that were sent when he was he was busy. And I think he wants to go talk to Saber at some point in the near future. But I think at the moment he feels nervous.
Chief is gonna like and say, "Hey, are you doing okay?" It's a rare thing to make the news like that.
Yeah. I think I'm just tired. I think I'm just exhausted about how dangerous everything is all the time.
Me too, kid. You if you ever need anything, you let me know.
I will. Thank you.
Hey, and your friend, have you checked in on him? Olmo, I think he was?
Oh, Omo. Not yet, no.
He's going through a hard time.
Oh. I didn't.
He just might need some kindness.
Okay. I can. Yeah, okay. I can figure that out.
And as she's talking with you, she's like helping you close up as you're almost done. She, like, I have a project I gotta work on, but Bastion, can you finish closing up for me?
Yeah, absolutely. And I also think that while Bastion's closing up, he's also checking the news to sort of see what the internet has to say about what happened and what news stations have to say about what happened.
Yeah, what do you want first?
Probably the news sites first and then the internet.
So there's a lot of it's a little bit tabloidy.
Yeah.
There's this thing about the trade baronies where we don't like succession, civil wars. We keep trying to stop them, and they just keep happening. Something about a societal structure with hereditary inheritance doesn't lend itself to a peaceful transference of power. Not sure what that could be. And so people avoid that kind of thing. Don't like it. Think it's very bad. Also, it's a little bit reported like celebrity gossip, like the girlies are fighting if the death toll is under 200. So it's all over the news that the prince has banished House of Iron from Passacalia's promise. There's commentators and spectators talking about what this could possibly mean. There's at least one of the news channels is like talking about how Lofton was so handsome when he stood up for himself. And
Fuck off.
He's so hot. Yeah, you can tap away. Well, because it's so important when a man is strong and not. He's strong and he stands up for what he believes in, no matter what that is. TM. And there's not actually much mention at all of anyone else who was there on official news channels.
All right.
Not necessarily like it's being officially scrubbed, maybe because it's being unofficially. We're all agreeing not to talk about that.
Yeah.
Because that is. It's potentially, if that, like, depending on how that line of questioning goes, maybe turns sour with the royal family of this world really fast. If we decide to talk about it wrong, right? There's a level of attempting to not get murdered in this journalism.
Yeah, that makes sense.
I would say cowardice, but it's words of a feather.
I mean, we have very recently and strongly established that there are indeed snipers who will shoot people if they feel like those people are a threat to the crown.
There was actually talk about that. Folks were wondering if Elisabetta was keeping her, someone talked about Elisabetta keeping her spouse in line. Which, like, that's a wild thing for a person to say. But also, maybe that's not inaccurate.
What's the internet have to say?
The internet has to say Brawl was much more complicated than they let on. We saw him again, and there's your Face of the Prozo caller. And there's a full list of all the times that there have been public appearances by Paramnesia, because that was the frame people saw. Some folks were like, why didn't we get to see the Nelson come out to play? The Nelson's my favorite. There's a comment section argument that, like, is clearly like restarting, like you aren't missing the first part of it, but someone's like, the Nelson is for the weak, true hear me out girlies like the Baylor, and that's like a whole flame war happening over there.
Okay.
There's a lot of talk about the unnamed hero that keeps showing up at these things. People are a little confused why he's protecting the prince, because they thought he stood to take down the government.
Yeah, that's fair. That's
And
a
they're
fair
like,
thing
I
to
thought
be
he was.
confused about.
There's a couple people who are like, I thought he was sticking it to the man, but he's just a tool of the establishment. But there's an even larger contingent of people that are like, he protected our prince. And I think maybe, like, among some of the online circles that you're probably looking at, right? Where these things are actually being discussed. There is an anti-monarchist sentiment. There's a pro-Percy sentiment, which is odd.
Yeah!
Like, it's a little bit like, it's not as intense as Saint worship, but like that's our football player. We like him. Can do no wrong. A little bit.
Good. Okay, that's fair.
So that's interesting.
Bastion hadn't thought that Percy had like a fan club, and now he's like, yeah, I mean, he would though, wouldn't he? He's the prince. That does make sense.
He's popular in the tabloids. He's also been single for long enough that people are really into that.
No!
They could be the next inheritor. They could be royalty. That's what they're excited about dating Percy. When you hear it's
Leave him alone.
right when you hear, well, because it's when you hear that certain genre of people that are like, well, I think the part that's bad about the monarchy is actually that I'm not part of them, and what if I could fantasize about being just like uplifted into being nobility? That would be so cool. Here's my like romance novel about that. I will not inspect this at all.
Strong British vibes.
Leave him
Yeah.
alone.
Yeah.
Leave him alone. Yeah, I think Bastion's just, thinking about that as he closes up.
Yeah, as you're sort of closing your phone, you see one message that's like, hey, did anyone else see that? Like, I swear there was something just here, and Bastion, you can kind of recognize the photos from like 20 blocks away. Somewhere over this way. And the way the photo's framed, it's like there's nothing in that space now, but it's like there was something in that space. Someone's like, do any of them have cloaking? And someone's like, bro, that's a picture of nothing. And someone goes, it was there, I swear.
Can Bastion close up real quick and head over in that direction?
Yeah.
I think he just shouts, done closing, Sheepa, heading out. And heads in that direction.
You love to see it. Pasha, are you with us?
Yes.
Oh, good. Pasha, where do you want people to meet?
I was thinking in the conference room, but like it's awful like stuffy in there. Is there a rooftop that's secure? I mean,
what's your definition of secure?
I am thinking about the invisible neck. I am paranoid now.
We should just do the conference room. I think that's safest.
You're right.
I'm sorry.
Then yeah, the conference room.
Yeah, we love conference room. When do you want people to meet? Let's say it's like closing up for we're closing up the coffee shop. Let's say we're closing early, like 4 p.m. now.
Yeah, that sounds right. I have people show up around 6, have some takeout bags and other snacks.
That's so good. Pasha, you can tell Pasha's the real hero of this world because he's the one who brings good snacks to the meetup.
Truly.
He's the hero we need in these trying times. Yeah, well, I think what takeout are you getting?
I was thinking like Indian food.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful, delicious. Perfect. The good curries, all the best. Hey, Pasha, do you have any sort of news alerts on your phone? Not because people normally do that necessarily, just because it seems like a thing Pasha might do.
No, but if I was waiting for an order, I would be checking my phone.
That's so real.
Bring food
Yeah, so it's like
to a coffee
nothing
shop.
special. What was that?
It's closed. The coffee shop is closed.
Yeah.
That makes it funnier.
What was that, Ted?
Oh, just ordering food to a coffee shop is very good.
That's wild.
And I'm picking up the food and I'm bringing it over.
I see.
Pasha, you hear like the rumbling of heavy footsteps for a second, and then like a war horn blast, and a couple people shout in terror, and then whatever the heavy thing was is gone. From like a couple blocks away.
Fascinating. Run cross check if I can on I assume Red Hen is in the area.
Yeah, all yours.
Cool. If she didn't have a vantage point on what that thing was, I'd like to reference a dance by memory of Spite.
You know, she did take all those half steps and then vanish.
But this was multiple footsteps.
Oh, this was step horn blast gone. It's like if you walk around the corner, just like if you rush over that couple blocks, there's nothing there. There's some marking on the street from something heavy being there that looked like footsteps, but
I'm not
whatever
around.
was there is not there anymore.
Okay. Interesting. All right, so let's just save that for later. That's a little disconcerting. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, other than that, weird that that's happening. Pen, how you doing?
I'm going to the coffee shop.
Going to the coffee shop. Wonderful. Pen, you're about here through town. When you hear a chassis scale grenade detonate midair. And you hear pretty sure that's Spite, like over the loudspeakers of her mech say, "Good morning, Chuckle Fucks," and people scream and run, and then like the panic's there. People are panicking, but like as you move past the intersection where that happened, nothing's there.
Am I able to pinpoint where it was?
Yeah, the exact intersection. There's even like something was knocked over, like it landed kicked like a tree over and shot the grenade into the air. It here, the pronoun for the mech, not for
Yeah.
Right. That's interesting.
I'm gonna send just a quick message to be like, Spite spotted. There we go. And then just oh man, should I? No, I shouldn't.
Shouldn't what?
And then just kind of like yell in the middle of the intersection and just be like, oh yeah, chuckle fuck yourself.
Good hustle. Good strategy. No response though.
Yeah.
May I try?
Yes.
Okay. Where's the nearest APC? Or just speaker system. I'm looking for a place of authority that is loud.
You can. Hey, I know what neighborhood you're in. There's a coffee shop not far from here, right? There was. Hey, do you remember all the way back in that first episode, there was this, like, officer who just kind of didn't talk to anyone and got donuts and did his patrols?
Mm-hmm.
He definitely has left his car unattended.
Cool, we're picking that up, and we are blasting... Wait, no. Something, citizens return to your homes. A state of curfew is in effect, and we're just like walking, skulking around, like kind of having this car on our shoulder, trying to stay low.
Wait, hold on. So you're hopping into Redhead.
Oh shit, my bad. The plan is to grab that and then broadcast in from Red Hat.
Okay. Are you carrying it to a roof or something? Or are you being seen in public
Oh,
carrying around a police car?
We're skulking around, carrying around a police car.
Like rooftops?
Nope, streets.
How do you? I want this for you, but I need you to describe to me what skulking around looks like in your 30-foot death machine.
Sticking to alleys, moving quickly, eloping around.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
With
Sorry.
With your Spider-Man chain shots and your.
It's also a very fast mech too.
It's true. Yes. You have created. Do you intend to create a localized panic? Because that will be the first thing that happens.
Incredible.
I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just
checking it. You're right. The plan is to draw Spite out before she hurts somebody.
I love that. Go for it.
Should I roll?
I mean, you can pick up a police car. You're a big, strong, muscle net boy.
Awesome. I hope that the panic isn't hurting anyone and the streets are clearing.
That's so real. Would you believe people getting off the streets, but they're not sure why the noise is so erratic? Olmo.
Yes.
Olmo, how you doing?
I'm doing okay, just heading to the coffee shop.
Yeah. Olmo, I think you... You hear that sound of the police car in the distance, like, get back to your homes. And then, like, farther in the distance, like, maybe in... maybe much closer to the dome of House of Kings. You hear... Alma, you've been in a lot of war zones. I'm just going to give you this. You hear chaff launchers deploy.
Okay.
And then
that's towards the dome?
Towards the dome. You hear something, might be like, hello, boys. And then a lot of gunfire. But a lot of it doesn't sound like Spite's weapons.
Yeah.
It doesn't sound like Spite's weapons.
Doesn't sound like Spite's weapons. There was an initial burst, and the rest of it doesn't sound like Spite's weapons.
Okay. And what am I getting, I guess, on like the channel from the rest of the team? Like, what's going on?
So you've got that like Spite spotted from 10.
Okay. How far away would it be to my mech? How quickly could I be reunited with them?
I mean, you can just park them. I assume they're in like the sewer under. It's in the sewer under your house or something like that.
Yeah. Okay. I'll just go and try to pick up the mech then and start heading towards the dome. I'm just letting the rest of the party know that I'm heading in that direction.
Oh yeah. All yours. Bastion.
How long ago was the spotting of this mech over here?
The first one?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe 15 minutes?
Would I have knowledge? Oh.
Maybe it takes you like 15 minutes to get over there, and you're getting these like notifications on in the team chat from everyone else as you're walking over.
I think Bastion, because it's getting late. I mean, it's 6. It's not that late actually. I think Bastion's gonna call out, "Hey, who's over here?" See if there's any response.
There's like a little bistro with a couple outside chairs, couple outside desks, and there's someone sitting at at the bistro. It was in the photo that the person took, maybe unintentionally.
Who was there?
Would you believe? Recognize her. Just sitting there in these big aviators, just sipping a coffee.
I think Bastion goes and sits down.
She sits down like maybe it's not a newspaper, maybe it's some sort of other like she has a trashy pulp novel. I'm so sorry. She has like a trashy pulp action novel. She just like looks over the top of it and she goes, "Well, happy brunch."
So what's your deal?
Ooh, my deal. Yes. That's interesting. I think I'm reading a book.
No, I mean, you've set your intentions at burning the city to the ground, and I want to know how serious you are about that.
Oh, maybe I was being a bit hyperbolic. I mean, being hyperbolic is maybe not my best. We do have 15 minutes on the clock, by the way. That's how long I expect it to take to scramble a response from where it currently is, on the other side of the city, I suppose. Feel free to call them, though. I'm sure you can have a nice meeting about our conversation afterwards. Anyway.
What are you talking about?
Oh! Bastion, you hear like another like explosion from across the city. Like it doesn't. She goes, "I'm just making a ruckus. I'm sure that your other team members and other people will be busy with that mess." So.
Bastion's going to reach across the table and grab her by like the front of her shirt.
Yeah. The thing is, not only is she from a Hong Kong action movie, she brings action movie behavior out in people. She goes, "Ooh, we're getting real personal today. I'm not blowing up anything important.
I don't care. People fucking live here.
You know how easy this is.
Stop what you're doing." Sorry, what was that?
Am I doing, cowboy?
Stop blowing shit up. Stop causing damage. Stop freaking people out.
Oh, being all scared never hurt anybody. I'm not blowing up anything of value. I'm mostly making them spend kind of a meaningless amount of their inflated security budget on shooting tungsten rods into thin air. So
people
gotta
could
keep
get hurt.
Landscapers in business somehow.
This is a populated area.
Try this again. I think I was a little hyperbolic. We got off on the wrong foot. I'm not here to burn your city. It's a turn of a phrase. Maybe they don't still use those. I can tell you care a lot about the city and the people in it, and I think that's really commendable. That's not really why I'm here.
I think Bastion lets go and says, "Then why are you here?"
Well, that is a bold question from someone who helped tear my life apart.
Wasn't me.
No, I'm grateful to you for it. Sometimes it needs tearing apart. I figure. So you want to know why I'm here? I figure as the last survivor of a dead ideology, the best thing I can do is make sure it dies.
Sure, how do you plan on going about that?
I mean, my plan was to find my own old boss and kill him.
I can get behind that.
It doesn't need to be a whole thing.
Sure, but how do you plan going about it, and what are you currently doing right now?
I mean, I do have a whole collection of weapons, and currently, leaving in like 5. In order of your question. What I plan on doing about it, and what I'm doing right now. I was reading a book. I love that they haven't changed.
I think Bastion's gonna take her book and throw it because he's angry.
What I plan on doing about it is whatever's necessary to ensure that the job gets done. I was never hired to be a scalpel. And sometimes precision doesn't get the job done.
If what you're doing hurts anybody in this city, I will stop you.
And does my old boss count as being in this city?
No. You can kill him all you want.
Hey, you're I mean, I guess we're the same age, but listen, you're a good kid. You, or thereabouts. You're younger than I remember. Listen, I'll try to keep it a little more contained. Well, mostly I came here to cooperate with you. I'm willing to negotiate. I hear that y'all are doing some very good work. And she pulls up some of the photographs of you, like, brawling with Lofton. And she goes, "Is this you?" I mean, I assume the other one was on your team, so I assumed.
Yeah, what about it?
I like your work.
Thanks.
A little strange, but listen, I'm just here to make people pay for what they've done. I don't have big aspirations in this life.
As long as it doesn't hurt me and mine, you can do whatever you want.
All right. Like you. Listen, you need me? Here's my card. And there's like a piece of paper with like a QR code on it. He goes, or something. I'm not super clear on how that works. I just got here, but listen, I can tell you're looking out for people's best interests. I don't want to step on any toes, but I also can't have you stopping me. So,
What do you mean?
well, he's going to die.
Who?
And she gives you this look, and she goes, "He's gonna die, and anyone who stands in my way is gonna die as well." Very simple.
You mean the augur?
So what?
Oh. Your old boss. He's
Oh
pretending
my god.
I don't plan on stopping you.
No, I'm sorry. He's pretending to what?
Oh, he's pretending to be Xenoglossian.
Oh my god.
He's blue
Okay.
now.
He's blue now.
He's blue now.
Great. I guess that's some shit to figure out for later. Listen, we're gonna get along fine. Thanks for rattling my cage till I figured the shit out that I need to figure out. I don't know. I don't think we have to be enemies. All I can figure out where our interests are very aligned.
I would love us not to be enemies. That would be great. I have too many of those.
Why is it so hot? We're just chilling. I'm your best friend. We're just hanging out.
Yeah, what's exploding? What's currently exploding right now?
P.23 ordnance harmlessly in the air. Chaff launchers. Text your phone. Several kinds of munitions from the House Guard that are going into. Sorry, do you know who this is? And she, like, you just see this, like, statuary that's just been shot to shit. She's like, do you know who this is? It is a statue of Elias.
You're at the dome of House of Kings right now? Why? Well, I mean, I guess he's there. That makes sense. Never mind.
I mean, how am I supposed to have a nice, polite meeting if I don't scramble security response? Like, that's just basic. That's just basic.
Are you going
etiquette.
now?
No. Seems like that would be a thing that people are not happy with. And also, I can't actually crack that security response on my lonesome. So, it's actually a little too hot for me and not done until that job is finished. I just wanted to let you know my intentions and goals. You seem like you have a really outsized idea of what I'm here to do.
I mean, you did come in pretty hot.
I mean, people do like to say that about me. Listen, I guess, let you know if I need you.
There's somebody in that dome that I care about, and I would prefer if they didn't get hurt, just so you know.
And I'm not gonna level it. It's just not in the budget anyway. But here's the deal. My watch has been going off for several minutes now, but I've just enjoyed chatting with you so much. I can tell you're trying to do right by folks. So, if you need me, give me a call. And, I'll do what I can to help, yeah?
Thanks.
And she, like, just gets up and starts walking. She goes, you owe me for the book. Paperback's just lying there in the road. She's just walking away from it. You threw it, you go pick it up. She's like, you owe me for the book. And as she's at the edge of the block, she turns around and she goes, oh, and your friend. You, said it was different now. Do you mean it?
I do. They try.
Well, let's hope. Otherwise, I got way too much of a job in front of me. And she turns and she just trots off into the crowd. And team on the scene. Team on the scene. Redhead, do you also want to head over there when you hear the, like, there seems like there's a gunfight going on? Pasha, if you're with us?
I'm thinking.
Oh, that's so reasonable.
Knowing what I know, I don't think a charge is going to work unless I catch them from around a corner and can rush them down before they can move. And they're not taking the bait, yeah.
No, they haven't responded to that.
Yeah. Well, gonna put down the poor police car then.
How far away is it from where it was initially?
Oh, like easy 5, 10, 15 blocks.
Beautiful. And is it on top of something or upside down?
No,
Amazing.
But it
Aw.
is kind of, you know when you hold a soda can a little too tight, but you don't care about it 'cause it's a soda can, and like it's just like it's not crushed and crumpled. It's just like
Narrower in
like,
the middle.
yeah.
Beautiful. Man's never gonna fathom what happened to his car. Almo,
Yes.
you essentially watched, like, when you got there, you essentially watched Spite just teleporting, making sounds around the house guard until the security response was huge, and then just disappearing, and then just teleporting out. Like, you can, because you were far enough away that you could like see this, and it looks a lot like, I mean, what it looks like is someone probing a security response, right? And sometimes what you do to do that is you kick the hornet's nest and see how many hornets show up.
Yeah.
The answer was an awful lot. The answer was an
Okay.
awful lot.
Definitely keeping record of that, but beyond that, yeah, probably just gonna go ahead and try to move along after relaying that, like, nothing actually is happening here.
Hey, that's like an awful lot of security forces for one planet that doesn't do war, actually.
I should ask, where exactly are we, like, in relation to the dome? Are we right at the entrance, or?
Right at the entrance.
Okay, I mean, that does make some sense, and they would be flocking to this. I mean, House of Kings Dome and all.
Yep. Oh yeah, we're kicking the highest we're kicking the highest hornet's nest in the land. But it's still like that's a lot of armored response. Like almost for why don't you give me a I was on Sanjak advantage roll for like noticing some things about the security response.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind rolling it for me.
Oh, I'm so sorry. That's right. Do you have a skill you want to add?
Let me see real quick. Sorry, was just looking at the mech. Would investigate possibly work?
Yeah.
Okay, just +2 for that then, and then +2 for grit.
Oh gosh darn. Hang on, 24. You were on Sanjak, but you also just like you've seen a lot of documentation of other things. Blaze Force isn't usually this intense unless it's expecting something to go down.
Okay.
But whether or not it's expecting like civil unrest or it's expecting like whether or not it's like misappropriation of funds or expecting a civil unrest or expecting a coup is not really clear.
But it's clear that they do have a sizable amount of armor and they're wheeling it out right now.
Yes. A heavy presence.
Okay, I'm definitely gonna try to like make sure that I'm keeping records of just counts. Just keeping this video for recording later or review later, I should say.
And as you have all that, also you don't see any of the death's heads.
Interesting.
So whatever the death's heads were, remember the death. Hey everyone, remember the spaceport fight forever ago?
It haunts me.
I've been worried about
Remember
those.
those death's heads that we just didn't know where they were, what they were for?
Yeah, my mom won't tell me.
Whoever they were for, death's head. Whoever those death heads were for, house guard wasn't it.
Yeah.
Which like not impossible to guess at, but like that's a confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to at least know for sure. Yeah, after I guess just sort of trying to take in any additional like elements of the response, just trying to record everything. Probably just gonna go and try to as quietly as I can get out of there.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I assume you can pop up on the edge, observe, and then bail pretty easily.
Cool.
You are outside the radius of the hornet's nest. You can keep yourself outside the radius just fine.
Just gonna see if I can get any information from anybody else in the party as to like where else they're provoking a response. Is there any other location that they're doing this at, or?
It looks like there were sort of ever intensifying incidents around the city. There was one that was just really quiet.
Definitely just gonna point out that we're going to really want to watch these areas in the future.
Yeah. So there was almost a security response at a couple of them because there was like detonated ordnance in wealthy parts of the city, and then all of those security responses had to turn to the singular point.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Yeah, like everybody was diverted back to the dome.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Okay. No, that's really good to know, actually. Definitely gonna go and just make sure that I post those conclusions in chat as well.
Cool. So if we ever need to break into a dome, that's not the House of Kings dome. We just have to
Blow
It's
up
a-
useless stuff around the city.
It's a level of security response that like the four of you couldn't fight on your own.
Oh yeah,
It's
for
heavy.
sure. No, like you would go to the House of Kings and someone would do distraction there while other people are doing the real business somewhere else.
Yep. Bastion.
Hello.
Ooh, sorry for the jiggling. Bastion, let me know if you call the QR, if you like use the QR code that was on.
Yeah, Bastion will scan it.
Yeah.
Bastion will scan it as he's catching a bus towards the dome.
And there's like as with you can scan it, you can click on the link. If you click on the link, it starts a phone call.
Oh. Okay.
And Spite just picks up and she goes, "Hey, by the way, I wanted to ask, did you bring the NHP with you?"
Yeah. Yeah, he's here.
You doing okay?
Yeah, I think he's actually having a pretty good time.
Glad to hear that. He's the one thing I wanted to make sure got out.
You can come see him if you want.
You know, I might take you up on that. So. Sorry for causing a mess. And
It's fine.
call Ed.
Alright, Bastion's trying to head towards the dome.
Towards the dome.
Yeah.
There's
Well,
a
that's where
security
everything's
response.
happening.
I mean, so there's like a bunch of at this point, as Alma, as you're like pulling out. Mostly what you're seeing is like a whole bunch of security forces like setting up cordons very panically and like coming around, and people in the middle of those security cordons like standing by their car, not sure what they should be doing.
Elias
Like listening
is
to the radio
freaking out
chatter.
right now, I'm sure.
What
Oh,
was that?
definitely gonna get some. Oh, sorry.
Pen, what were you saying?
Oh, I just said Elias is freaking out right now for sure.
Oh, he's so. Hey,
He's
Pen.
stressed.
I like a psychic vision of that man, like just having a fit. What were you saying? Almost sorry.
And then just definitely gonna get some like good close-up shots of people being put off. Just sort of having to wait for their car as this is the result of your security response at the end of the day.
Oh, 100%.
I mean, if Bastion gets a message about anything that's happening,
Is anyone updating anyone?
Oh yeah. No, I'm definitely letting people know about the response at the dome.
I think Bastion messages, should I head over or?
I think probably not. Less people here, the better. We don't want to fuck with this.
Okay.
Are
Bastion's
you?
just gonna head over here.
Never mind. I was gonna message and ask if anybody could pick up the Indian food that I left at the restaurant.
Oh my god! Did you not put it with you in the chassis?
Have you ever piloted with a very full container of curry in the same cockpit as you?
That sounds like a tragedy waiting to happen. Hey, bookkeeper, they held on to it for you.
Absolutely did.
They're the best.
We're
They're
gonna
like,
tip back.
we were sure you were gonna come back, so kept it like warm.
Thank you.
Wait, what time? What time is it in game? Is it like close to 6?
It was 4, maybe like 5:30.
Okay, well, then I guess Bastion will just head in to the coffee shop and wait, I guess.
Bastion, did you tell anyone what happened with you in that whole situation?
No.
Amazing. Bastion, by the way, get a little text from your friends. You get a little text from your friends. And Naomi's like, "Oh, projects are done. We love projects. Projects are ready.
All right.
Oh.
You should invite your friends for sports. Love
Bastion will
sports.
do that.
Love sports. You should invite your buddies."
I think Bastion also just sends Percy a text that says, "Hey, I know almost someone trying to kill you is really scary. I hope you're doing okay."
No response, but a couple minutes later, he hearts the message.
Yeah.
We're clearly Naomi when she said your buddy. She was talking about like.
No, yeah. I mean, Bastion knows, but they're not all here yet.
That's true.
They're gonna meet with them in a minute.
Let me know when
Tell
people
them in
get here.
person.
Bookkeeper, are you late to your own meeting?
Is the traffic bad enough that I would be?
No, but you did have to go pick up your Indian food.
We're almost late to our own meeting.
I love this so much.
As soon as Penn figured out that there weren't going to be more explosives going off in a crowded intersection, he would continue on his way.
That's so, like, listen, some days you just gotta do what you gotta do. Some days did you be like that, though? Yeah.
I forget. We know we've got good public transit here, but is there a subway or is it just like above ground public transit?
I assumed, like, trains, like above ground, like street
Yeah.
trains.
Like
a
monorail.
We love a monorail. I'm
A high-speed monorail system.
holding in my monorail opinion.
You have bad. Do you have bad opinions?
I love monorails. I have hot takes about the Seattle City Council's behavior in the 90s around monorails. It's fine. In the 90s, when I tell you that sometimes my hot takes are not, they're not current.
No, it's okay.
It was sabotaged, but
I'm still mad. I wasn't even there. I'm still mad.
I have heard some truly spicy takes.
We could be a magical city of the future, but no.
Yeah.
Drill hole.
It seemed I'll hold that comment in about the city council.
Conversation for later. We can talk about the pros and cons of monorails.
Actually, my next game is Gotham, but all that we do in the city is deal with city politics.
That sounds like my personal nightmare. That's not a game I will be joining you in.
But listen, but every hour, someone breaks in to do super crime, and it's honestly a relief because Janice simply will not agree with you on this budgetary issue, and you think it's because she has some really gross opinions about poor people.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm done. I'm sorry. My city council humor is over. Thanks everyone for this episode of the GM has a city council related meltdown. Vote in your local elections. Yeah, you all get to this meeting.
We got there.
Is everybody here?
yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bus or subway?
How are people feeling after the events of yesterday?
Bastion shrugs.
Any idea what's going on? Have you talked to Elizabetha?
Oh, you mean? Oh, never mind.
I have talked to her. I have no idea. I have no idea what's happening.
Okay.
What do you mean? What's happening in terms of what?
Oh, did I? I did share the shell casing briefing with everyone, or is that now? Shit.
Oh, I
You
don't
can
believe
say
you
that
have
you
yet,
did.
but
Okay, yeah. Like if I can, I'd love to say that I did.
yeah.
That's sensitive ass information. And details of it.
That's a good time to talk about it.
Yeah.
What do you want to know about yesterday?
What I want to know about yesterday is what the purpose of the sniper was.
I mean, it was to take out Lofton because he was an uncontrollable force that was making House of Sand look bad.
Maybe.
I mean,
Probably.
You're probably right. Yeah.
and it would make House of Sand look good to protect Percy.
Bookkeeper's gonna kind of like slump back and shuffle a couple notes back under a folder. Look like, oh, well, fuck. I thought this was a huge revelation, but no.
I mean, you did so much research. You did all the legwork.
I mean, Bastion was
around the legwork.
Bastion was just there. So he got a front row seat, and he goes, "Well, so like, Percy was mad at Lofton because of him trying to kill me, and so he decided that the proper course of action was to banish him from the planet. I didn't tell him to do that. I just want to make that clear. He decided to do that on his own."
With the information that we have, that was the right play. I am wondering if Lofton's disgrace accelerated a plan that would have ended more elegantly.
What do you mean?
I mean, Elizabetha was waiting for something to use him for something. If she could just kill him, which, based on what we know now, she could have at any time, she would have done it by now unless she wanted something. And
I
she wouldn't have.
assume.
No,
Well,
please.
House of Iron is a like a I think Bastion looks at uh uh looks at Penn and goes, "Well, House of Iron is like a big house, yeah? Like it is a high-ranking house."
They're not a major pen. They're not a major house. But they're pretty wealthy.
I mean, wealthy and like, aren't they like the primary war profiteers of
That's
the?
House of Stone. That's George.
Okay, that's House of Stone. I'm mixing the two up.
They fill kind of similar roles.
Gotcha.
But I mean, I assume it was just a marriage of for standing. Yeah, I don't know a lot about this, but that was sort of my assumption.
Here, you get a text from Contact.
Oh. Bastion pulls out his phone.
Yeah, weird. Didn't mean to interrupt y'all's conversation.
What? No, what does it say?
What do you know about your friend Naomi's projects? Question mark.
I think Bastion just texts back, and then hits send. Oh, before I forget, my friends want to invite you guys to an event that they're doing. I think we're supposed to bring mechs.
Ooh, a mech event.
A mech event? I think they've been working on things. They won't tell me what they're working on. I don't know why. They're being weird about it.
Exciting.
Contact says, I have news. But I didn't want to interrupt if you are all talking about something, like texting you, Bastion. And send separate message, and also your friend messaged me.
My friend. Which friend?
Naomi.
What did she say?
Unclear.
What? What news do you have?
He just says, call me on the. There's just like there's that central, right? There's that hologram display in the center of the table.
Okay.
And it does start ringing.
Do we have more
It's
things?
like automatically answers it.
Okay.
the resigned sighs. Pen just reaches over and hits the thing.
Well, Bastion was like, "Are we done?" And then Pen was just like, "Bam!" And Bastion
It's a reflex. You answer as soon as the call happens.
Bastion was like, "All right, I guess we're done with the other stuff."
Pen's
Contact
business
pops
mode.
up. Hey everyone. It's
Hi,
good
Dad.
to see you.
Oh my god.
Hey kiddo. So.
Yes, you're breaking him.
Because it does. It like halts him, and he goes, "Hey kiddo." Anyway, this is for clarity. Like this is the counterplay that he's picked today.
Good.
Yeah, but it doesn't do anything to Bastion because literally everyone calls Bastion kid.
Yeah.
Literally everyone, and he can't do anything about it.
But it's an endearing kiddo. Like it's a dad kiddo that you were issued by contact. He goes, I just wanted to. I'm glad you were all here. I wanted to update you all, and thank you for your patience. Glad that all of you are continuing to work together. I know we came together for a purpose, and that most of those goals, in one way, were met. In another way, they were not met, and I wanted to make a secondary ask. And I also wanted to update you. We've gotten a lot of good news recently.
What's happening?
Do tell.
Well, the Farfield team you acquired is well on its way. Wouldn't expect any less from her. Smiles a little bit, like he knew that Union investigator personally. That's why you were on the phone with him at all.
That's good. Do we have an ETA for when they're going to arrive?
Unclear. Travel takes time, but hopefully sooner rather than later. A few of my other calls have gone through very effectively. So things are moving. I know that it's not possible to see from the outside always, but they're on their way.
I do hope.
In a more serious note, I know that we came together to understand the nature of what was happening on this planet. I would like to ask, if it's not too presumptuous of me, that I be allowed to continue to help the four of you with the new goal of, like, takes his words really carefully. With the goal of allowing Passacalia's promise and people self-determination and self-governance, free from the impacts and
Ooh, is Union helping overthrow a government?
impacts and strain of Union's past.
Are you gonna help us overthrow the government, Mr. Union?
I can't play a part in that directly. Any such decision of that kind would be your own. I will continue
Aw.
as I have before, attempting to provide aid to all people in the world. I do, however, find it important to remove the onerous remains of Union's shame from your world. That is a goal.
I love it.
Yeah, let's get his ass.
And he
Can
kind of
you-
smirks and he goes, nothing about any of these conversations leaves this room.
Of course not. And I do just wonder. I just want to make sure you're thinking about what comes after as well, because uh, Union's weight would definitely help in negotiating any kind of settlement.
I
And
will.
you promise to see that through at least.
Any of my resources, all of the tools I have at my disposal, are available to you in ensuring peaceful and harmonious well-being of the people of this world, in line with the utopian pillars that, as a member state of Union, are guaranteed to all the people.
See, I don't want to end up like Sanjak. That's the main concern here, because as much as you say you want to go and uphold that for everybody, the shortages on Sanjak speak to themselves. I just want to make sure that you're actually going to follow through and at least not leave this place a pariah once it's done.
Oh, I can't leave this place anyway because I can't make the decisions where I need to. At current time, many of the issues experienced on Free Sanjak, like that. The name of that place is that's one of those places where the name of it is a political statement. Uses Free Sanjak really specifically. Jack says, I understand that potential blockade shortage are one of the costs of open rebellion at the time. Barony, that's not something which I have direct power.
I think Bastion like visibly slumps.
But I will do everything I can to ensure the humanitarian well-being here. Your unique position on the Union periphery perhaps provides unparalleled opportunities for stability or humanitarian support, and for potential I can't read the cards that far.
I do appreciate it. I don't mean to sound ungrateful for the blockade runners we do get. They're
No, I think
appreciated.
people sounding ungrateful is one of the most important things that people can. And he smiles at all of you like he's been really careful with his words this whole conversation. That one slipped out.
Sometimes we love the ungratefuls, actually. Actually, I mean, always we do, but.
So, if any of the four of you and any of you can walk away right now, be interested, I would appreciate your assistance. Whatever else becomes of this government and its people, extraditing the Second Committee survivor, or helping him face Union's justice. Case may. That sound
Yeah.
agreeable.
Absolutely.
Sounds great.
It sounds
I
really
will continue to support you and provide aid in important matter of the well-being of the people of this world.
And I would also just like to ask that you do make sure that you keep pressing for aid in regards to dealing with the Maw. That is sort of Damocles hanging over this whole situation.
Isn't it just?
I
have
I kind
made
of forgot about those guys.
some phone calls. Things are happening. Things are on their way.
Glad to hear it.
Although I know that I have had some complex interactions regarding your presence here, directly working with you, by result, by dint of your position. But no being should be harmed by the condition of its existence, or should be condemned. Trust me, you will not happen. Presence is chief among my concerns, and hearing back some good things. So, like I said, the motion of the cogs is not always visible. I promise you that all action possible. And in other news, Bastion may have mentioned, but Naomi seems to be Bastion's friend. Naomi will remember her from helping us escape the Maw, as it were.
Going to college.
She is. She seems to have wanted me to inform you all that you are invited to something. And to suit up.
I love it.
I don't know what that means. So, it's
do.
not up to me if you are going to knock something over, but whatever you kids get up to, I hope you have fun. Is there
Thanks,
anything
Dad.
else I can help with? Is there anything else I can help with?
Topic of resource scarcity and the cost of rebellion frequently being withholding of supplies.
Yes.
What sort of resources might be available in terms of things that we could provide to the community now to help them be able to sustain themselves without extra monetary costs? I don't know, in terms of water processing that's per household. I don't know what sort of.
My access to that arm of logistics is limited, but
Okay.
hopefully the Union Auxiliaries will be able to make a stronger petition for that kind of aid. Any
If we can
society
approach
able
it.
to support itself must meet the needs of its citizens. Not doing so, that is a violation of the pillars, and while that enforcement is complex, as a mechanism, first steps of that have been taken. I am very impressed with all of you. By the way, I forgot to mention that. About that interview, I thought you all did an amazing job. Bastion, I'm sorry for putting you through. Appreciate all of your honesty and precision.
If anybody ever needs a crash course in rights under union, actually Pasha is probably the better one for that, but I also know the basics.
But yes, Pen, in answer to your question, actions being taken as it can.
Okay.
Even though that's not really my department.
Humanitarian aid now means community resilience later.
Very true. Very true.
And it's a lot easier to get it in now before a blockade sets in.
Exactly.
Well, let's see what we can do. See what we can do on that. All right. Well, for checking in. I hear your concerns. See what I can do. Oh, and I hope you have fun at whatever this is that Naomi's planning.
Yeah.
I'm sure
Yeah,
that'll go
it'll be
just
fun.
fine. Well, thanks everyone. Appreciate all your assistance. Let's make things right. Let's make people's lives better. And he signs off.
What is Naomi asking us to go to?
Hey,
I
Bash,
can't-
remember when you were like, what is Naomi inviting us to? And contact was like unclear. What did she say? And contact was like unclear.
Yeah.
How are you feeling? Does it feel clear to you?
I mean, Bastion has some idea.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if it's right, but he thinks that they've probably built some mechs.
So what's your answer to Olmo?
Mech-based shenanigans.
That could be so many things.
Yeah.
Is it a good idea for us to show up?
Yeah. It'll be fun.
All right.
Bookkeeper's gonna. Oops, sorry.
Oh, no, go on.
Bookkeeper's gonna like pipe up and ask if you know what the rulings are, and hesitantly ask if it's first structure test run 4v4.
I don't know what that means.
Formex versus Formex. Fighting to the first structure for both ours and theirs. So nobody gets hurt.
I don't know about that. I don't know. Maybe. I don't think it'll be anything that official. Also, there's only 3 of them, and if it comes down to it, I'm fighting against you guys with them. Sorry. No hard
The
feelings.
betrayal.
That makes sense.
Wait, but what are we fighting for exactly?
No, we're just testing equipment. I think.
Oh, I thought it was just fun. Yeah.
I think we're just having a good time. I think it's just a good fun time.
I mean, does the equipment need to come back in one piece?
Yeah. I assume we're not trying to destroy anybody's mechs.
I mean, how am I supposed to have fun? Okay.
Hey? Hey? I think Bastion grabs Owa by the shoulders and says, "You're not allowed to eat my friend's mechs."
All right.
Not allowed.
I mean, I can put it back together afterward.
Not allowed. Don't eat them. We don't eat friends.
Fine.
Thank you.
So, back to the casing.
Okay.
Do we want to come forward with it, or do we want to hold out and use it as a bargaining chip? Because it seems to have been an intentional statement that we currently hold. We could release it and make it undoubtable that, make the assassination attempt undoubtedly a House of Sand venture, or we could talk to Elizabetha and see if we can't use it for leverage for information for finally what's going on her end of things. 'Cause I'm thoroughly confused. And
What are you confused about?
what exactly does she want? I assume she wants Lofton's power and resources, but does she want that through the sympathy of being a well, whatever the engaged equivalent of a widow is,
I don't.
or was she running a longer game that was going to be more thorough? Was she in control of things, and how much of his behavior was she even able to curb, and did that impact her plans at all?
I can say she wasn't she was unhappy with the lack of control she had yesterday, for sure. And beyond that, I think we're going to learn more about what she's going for and what she wants. But it's not ready yet.
I don't think we need to pressure her with anything. That feels like making enemies, and that doesn't feel great.
I think that she's incredibly used to playing games of pressure, and that she'll respond better to that than any other approach we could possibly take.
What
I
if we
also,
She's already under enough pressure. I don't think she needs any more.
sure, but we don't know what.
Oh, sorry.
We don't know what.
Apologies.
We don't know what she wants to do with the casing. I assume it was meant to be found, but I assume Lofton was supposed to die also, and that didn't happen.
Yeah,
Where is he right now, anyway?
that's a great question.
That's a really good and not concerning thing.
That was a question I didn't feel like I could ask when we talked.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you did say you wanted him dead in
I
front of her
would be
with
bad
the
if
whole
he died.
PowerPoint.
The PowerPoint was about not killing him.
Yeah, but you did say you wanted him dead. Kind
There's a lot
of.
of thought on the subject.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was about all the pros and cons and how heavily the cons outweighed the pros.
Yeah, but I feel like you asking would have been a bad idea. I think you were right not to ask.
Yes. Yes.
I could ask, though, I think. I think she would be okay if I asked. I think she feels bad that he tried to kill me.
You could.
I think she feels bad about that. Which, like,
It would-
to be honest, she should. But I could ask.
I think it would be great if you guys became friends.
Okay. Can you give me your phone number?
Yeah, I just forwarded it to the group chat. Now all of you have it.
I think Bastion sends a text message to Elizabeth that says, "Sup, it's Bastion."
Horrendous. No response. That's too confusing for today. She's not.
She's not gonna respond? That's rude. I thought House of Sand was supposed to be good at social things. And she's not
she'll
gonna
get back
respond?
to you.
Glass.
She's busy.
She's House of Glass?
Gotta be. She House of Sand. She's Elizabeth?
Yeah, she's House of Sand, yeah?
Yeah. She's not hot enough. I made the same joke again.
That's brutal.
It's funny.
The thing
every
you just
time.
said was brutal.
It's funny every time. It's about the process of glass creation.
Because that's how you make glass. It's with sand.
That's so funny. It's so funny.
I thought it was funny, Bones.
You're such a comedian.
Damn. Brutal.
Let's see. Where were
Bastion
we?
just keeps looking forlornly at his phone, and that Percy hasn't messaged him back.
Yeah,
but nobody knows why. He just keeps looking at his phone forlornly.
Yeah. Let me know You check the news ever?
Bastion will check the news.
You don't have to.
Bastion's checking the news.
Official banishment date announced. Will there be a dust up for 11?
What?
Official banishment announcement. Official banishment timetable announced. Here are the dates you need to know about.
What are the dates?
2 days, Lofton. Sorry. Next day, 7 p.m. Lofton is leaving the world, never to return.
Tomorrow?
Yeah, why don't you make me a roll?
Okay. What am I rolling?
Perception.
Oh.
Double advantage for that man tried to kill me multiple times.
Advantage. That's a 13.
Yeah, okay, yeah, so you find an article if he's giving a speech about how he believes that he's not done wrong. He's standing at a podium like a lot of reporters understands.
Wait, but he's standing upright. Like he's good?
Standing upright. That's interesting. That stands out. First, he understands position of House of Kings, likely formally accept his accession, and hopes that relations can be restored to better times.
There's nothing about... There's nothing about this man that says that he has reasonable responses, so why is he being reasonable?
Why is he standing upright?
Why is any of this happening?
There's no markings on his face.
Yep. Yep.
Oh no. Oh, Bastion's eyes widen and he goes, oh, there's 2 of them now.
Fucking SSC.
Why is there 2 of them?
It might not be a clone. It might be a
stunt double? Does he have a stunt double now?
I mean, I'm sure facial replacement is just fine. I'm sure SSC is on that.
So, do we have to prepare for something to happen tomorrow? Or is he sending off...
He's leaving peacefully.
Okay, but is he sending off this clone of him to leave peacefully so he can stay on the planet and be crazy?
You know, I couldn't. That's not what the news report said. He was going to leave.
Can I roll a perception check? Can I roll a perception check to try and see if I can figure out this man's schemes?
I mean, you can roll, but you have all the information in front of you.
I need to know, but I need to get into his brain. I need to know what he's thinking. I need to understand this man at a fundamental level.
I don't know if that's available to you. You have this press conference. He seems so eminently reasonable.
He's not, though. I know. He's never once when I've interacted with this man has he ever been reasonable.
He's unwilling to comment. He's unwilling to comment on questions regarding his marriage. By the way, betrothal. He's unwilling to comment on.
How do I get into one of these press conferences?
Well, first you have to become a journalist.
I did picture Bastion throwing his shoes. I did picture Bastion and Lofton like throwing his as in the divine image of Bastion take off his shoes and throwing them like that reporter throwing his shoes at Bush, and I was.
Yeah, he would though. Iconic. He would though.
Never forget that moment.
Bastion's going through 3,000 different thoughts are passing over Bastion's face every second. Because he's like, what do I do in this? How do I... And he's definitely not leaving, though. Bastion goes, he's definitely not leaving, though, right? Like, he's definitely... That's not a... He's never made a reasonable decision in his life. He's definitely not leaving.
is that the other three all respond with the deafening silence.
Yeah,
Oh, is this happening out loud?
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
I mean, because listen, feels very in tone.
I think Pen's just like nodding along, like, yeah, you're right.
I thought
Pen's more concerned about the not speaking on the engagement thing. What
that's
does that
what you're
mean?
concerned about? Fuck that! This man is crazy!
Well,
I don't
yeah,
care about his engagement!
I do, because I care about the person he's engaged to.
If their marriage falls apart, she'll be fine! If this man stays on planet, a lot of people might not be!
Will she be okay if she tried to kill him and he found out?
I mean, she'll probably
Could he already be dead? If she tried to kill him once.
I mean, who cares if he's dead?
We do, because when we know he's dead, and then you don't have to worry about him anymore.
I mean, consider this. What if, after Elizabeta took him away, she killed him for real, and then replaced him with a... Oh shoot, what are the
But I don't know if
robots
she would have
called?
had the opportunity to do that because she rode away with Percy. So I think they went in opposite directions.
This is fair.
That is fair. That's fair.
is there any way we could follow his body, try to go ahead and see where this switch or the repair job might have occurred?
Yeah, can I make a roll to try and figure out where Lofton is?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah. If you, I mean, I can just, I'll just give you that one for free, because it was very well documented. There was a lot of cameras on that incident. Lofton got shot. You left. Security forces bundled Lofton's body back into the dome, and we don't have any security footage from inside their private dome.
Do I have to break into the dome?
It went pretty well
Bastion.
last time. You should do it again.
Bastion. Oh, that's not nice.
Sorry.
Be nice to me. Yeah, I mean, you're right, though. It would be a bad idea. But I don't want to just sit here while he's out there.
Look, we can assume at the very least that he was in the dome at some point. He's either still in there or he's exited. As long as we have eyes on the entrances and exits of the dome, hopefully we can track any movements.
And
That's not a bad idea.
your assumption is likely correct, but we technically haven't confirmed that he's alive. Especially if there's this person could just be a puppet for Elizabeta.
I don't feel like this man is. I feel like this man is going to be exceedingly hard to kill. Something in my brain just says that he is not an easy man to kill.
Trying to kill him.
This
We
weird
killed him by
feeling that
now.
I have.
This weird feeling that I
Where
have
every
says that he
time
always
we-
comes back.
Yeah, he keeps on coming back, and every time it's worse.
Yeah.
You gotta,
Listen, I'm not worried about it for me. I am worried about it for Percy.
I mean, the good news is that if he comes back and is even worse next time, we can definitely safely kill him.
Raise your hand if in character you know Bastion is dating the prince. Wait, I can't see that. No one can see that.
I was about to say,
We can't do that.
word.
Is it an audio medium?
Yeah. Hey, audio. All right. Who at the table actually knows in character that Percy's dating the prince?
Percy's dating the prince? Bastion's dating the
Bastion's
prince.
dating the prince. Percy's dating
Percy's
himself.
dating himself.
He's actually.
Bastion, who knows that Bastion
we're
is
having
dating
romance
Percy?
subplots. Percy studied the sword.
I mean, Bastion did tell Pen,
Right.
Yeah.
so Pen knows.
Pasha and Olmo, do you? Oh, you do know. Olmo, you had a whole birds and bees and over the government talk.
I think they might just be very good friends, though. I don't know if Bookkeeper has had any confirmation. Like,
Oh my god, they
literal-
were roommates.
I genuinely don't know, actually. Like,
Right.
has there been any confirmation that we've seen?
I mean, I don't. Nothing that.
You haven't seen them kiss sloppy, no.
Should do that on live TV, so there's no more questions.
Oh my god!
I mean, that would be good. Bastion wouldn't say no.
Why is House of Stone shelling your planet? Well, you see.
Damn.
I doubt that that's within George's power.
He wishes.
He wishes. Are you kidding? The explosions would be sick.
3 a.m.
Then if he wanted to date Percy, he should have actually paid attention to him.
Oh,
If he wanted to date Percy, he should have gotten good.
Oh.
Fucking loser scrub. If he wants to fight Bastion, they can meet in the Arby's parking lot.
The Dark Souls, like, baddie fumbled. I don't know how much of that came through my mic.
Yeah, I think that was mostly clipped out.
Bastion, you're gonna get a text from Naomi.
Oh shit! Oh, it's from Naomi. Okay.
It's to say, so did they agree? And then there's that dog sticker, but it's like punching.
Yeah.
It's like punching excitedly.
Says, yeah, everyone's down to do whatever you have planned? Question mark.
Duel me, scrub.
Oh, I hit my knee on my desk. Oh
no.
Oh no. That's how you can tell you're doing a good job as a GM, is if you physically harm your players from range.
I think that is considered dealing psychic damage.
Right. I'll give them sufficient mirth that they take psychic damage. Hopefully not irreparable. So yeah, duel me, scrub. Bastion, do you have a response?
When are we fighting?
Tomorrow. At the break of whenever y'all decide to show up.
Okay, where?
Typing pause. JK, some of us have work. 6 p.m.
Yeah, do you guys want to? Yeah, where though?
Scrapyard special.
Sure. Bastion says, tomorrow at 6 p.m. at the scrapyard. Do you want to hang out and meet them? At 6 p.m.
Punching dog sticker. Punching
Sounds
dog
great.
sticker. Punching dog sticker. Wow.
Bastion says, stop sending me messages. Stop doing that. I've seen the punching. I've seen it. Stop.
Punching dog sticker.
Stop.
And I think my question for the team is, does anyone have last things they want to do for the end of the night tonight?
Yes, we have spent 15 minutes talking about what Elizabetha and everyone are up to, and we are not actually talking to them when we have a piece of it. We don't even have to threaten them with it. We could just say, hey, what do you want to happen with this?
Okay. I'm so sorry. Do you want to make that communication? Do you want someone else to make that communication?
This was an in-character outburst.
Oh, amazing.
Bro, chill. It's okay. I already texted her. I can just ask her what she wants done with the bullet. Bastion sends a message. What do you want done with the bullet? Question mark, question mark, question mark.
Okay.
Holy shit.
I'm just gonna go and I'm gonna talk to her wut Pen's input. Looking at Pen, as this is your time to say, actually, you would like to help deal with your ex-fiance.
Do you want? Listen, I'll come along if you want me to. I don't know if it'll make it better, but I'll come along.
I would appreciate the company, if nothing.
All right, sounds good.
Okay.
Bastion has gone back to looking for Lord Leah's phone.
Aww. Alma, what are your plans for the evening?
I'm probably heading back and just trying to start analyzing some of the metadata coming off of the ARG.
Yeah, let me know what you're looking for. And
Specifically?
go
Yeah,
ahead.
I can also let you know at another time if you want.
No, please. What are you looking for?
Mainly just looking for people that are going above and beyond, like that are very eager for more tasks, right? That are, sort of being sorted into that like most efficient and effective group. And then just trying to look for any, I don't know, oddities, aberrations, any patterns between them, communications, like alternative accounts they might be trying to access, weird movements, if they're trying to make other dead drops, things like that.
There are a couple groups. Here, I'll give you more of those answers in a second. Pasha and Pan, are you gonna head over to like Elizabeth's like apartment?
Uh,
Are you gonna knock on her
Sure.
front door? What's the plan here?
To call her first and give
Yeah,
her a
right.
heads up.
yeah, but we're moving towards the apartment, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a car?
I mean, I can call a car.
Okay. If we're heading there in a car and it's air conditioned, that
Good.
would be nice.
Oh yeah.
All right, sounds good. We can do all that.
Imagine Pasha wanting air conditioning after constantly cooking himself from overheating.
Imagine needing air
Overcharging.
conditioning.
The Nelson
Weaklings.
pilot after
Bastion every day.
fashion every day. It's true. Elizabeth like actually picks up the phone immediately and says, "Who's calling, Elizabeth?"
Pen.
Yeah, Elizabeth picks up the phone immediately and she says,
Okay.
"I believe there was something you wanted."
Is there if Pasha and I swing by? He was hoping to talk to you, and I agreed to be moral support.
There's something of, I believe, one of your friends said there was something of mine that they wish to deliver.
Oh.
Keepsake.
Yeah, do you want that back? Apparently,
Certainly.
apparently Pasha did some investigation of the scene later.
Certainly. To whom it may concern, as it were.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. We'll bring that by with us.
I love that. See you when you get here. Dozer.
Yeah.
So Dozer, what you found is the folks who are most active in the RG, a lot of them are grouped up. Right? There's a lot of folks who are like, have this or that particular, like, this group of people are working in teams, right? That's how you've noticed, like, certain individuals tend to crack, like, even the most active people tend to crack different aspects of it more quickly. So, like, there's folks who are really good at the math angle. There's folks who are really good at, like, local history angle, if there's an angle for that. When there's questions about that, when there's things that involve solving those kind of puzzles, there's folks who, like, understand, like, really what we found people who've grouped themselves into information specialists. Groups of people who are individually specialists in different kinds of information that all like working together on.
Okay.
Demographics seem to be largely a lot of folks middle class, upper middle class, just because that's who has time to work on this kind of puzzle most of the time.
Yeah. Does it seem like there's any that are particularly interested in some of the more revolutionary content of the ARG?
So there's a lot of sort of sidelong jokes. There's a lot of jokes about, like, haha, let's overthrow the government. But almost been on the internet. Balmo has interfaced with Horus. And Almo understands that saying things ironically is the gateway to saying them for real if the room is actually amenable to them. So a lot of people joking about having Republicanist sentiment. A lot of people joking about, like, ooh, you sound like someone from House of Water. At least they bathe, JK. Not JK.
Okay. Gonna start looking for people who are definitely making that sort of ironic ploy more and more frequently, and who seem to be leaning less on the irony and more looking towards, I don't know, if anybody looks like they're trying to suss out others, looking more closely at them. Specifically trying to sort people into potential spies, but then also potential assets later on.
Yeah, there's a couple folks. You notice there's a couple folks who break in really early, and then the news doesn't hit till a couple days later. Like, because it's an ARG, right? People figure out the next step of the puzzle and move forward. And often the way that works is people will find it and they'll disseminate that information. There's a couple of people who break in really early and then don't seem to share it, and then the information like arrives in the community a couple days later, from specific sources when they're the people who break through. Meaning that they tell it to others, but they don't tell it directly, which might indicate something about like wanting privacy. And a good couple of folks. Some folks like really into posting the eyeball emoji. Remember back when things went down at the spaceport and people were like, and a couple other things went down in the city, and people were like, Horus is so back. And there was that eyeball emoji going around because it would skip government censors trying to block essentially people talking about Horus potentially showing back up. A lot of folks with like eyeball emojis in their username, and maybe it's because they're goths. And
Okay.
so that's interesting. Horus curious folks, at least. Horus interested.
Okay. Definitely going to be sort of sorting any of those Horus curious folks into one folder for perusing later, and then trying to sort anybody who has been cracking things early and not disseminating it into a follow-up folder, trying to go ahead and just look at their potential for being House of Sand plants or somebody else nefarious.
Yeah.
And I guess the last thing to do would be just trying to go ahead and see if we can shift the questions and like the sort of nature of the ARG towards trying to track where these deaths heads might be, if anybody's seen them, if anybody's caught wind of them, if anybody's got like, a photo or like, a video camera out and about, right, and seems to catch a glimpse of them somewhere.
Yeah, people are gonna look around. It's not doesn't turn up anything immediately. It might not turn up anything for a while.
Yeah.
But that in itself tells you something about how well they're being put away.
Yeah.
Like wherever they went, it's not out in public.
I'll definitely.
People are trying to doctor photos of like a picture of a spider that was posted earlier in the RG to make it look like a death's head.
Yeah.
And then like
I'll
clearly
look-
this is what's happening.
Group know that I also have people trying to look into the location of the death heads and that they're turning up nothing.
Tasha and Penn
Hey,
get to her apartment. She meets you on the street. She meets you at the door. She looks worn down. Elizabeth meets you there on the side of the street.
gonna hand over the casing.
I
Take
assume
a
it's in like
step
a little
back.
box.
Huh?
I assume it's in like a kind of like a little box.
Yeah, it's sterile box. It's still in. It does also come with a note of message me for the confirmation of point of like confirmation for where it's found. But that's not like after the shell's handed over. Pasha's gonna ask, I don't know what happened yesterday, and I think we're working for the same thing. And I think if things went wrong, they might have been averted if you had told us what you wanted from things. I don't think anyone here is trying to sabotage you.
And she pauses and she looks at Asha. She looks at Penn. Says, perhaps not. One spends enough time in a nest of vipers. Search for venom anywhere. Sorry for lashing out, and I hope it didn't. And you see for a second, like, the really well-trained facade that she has, right? She always looks collected. Lips. Just looks sad, all scared. And she breathes in and she pulls all back together, and there she is again. Presence, unflappable power, and perhaps I have more to learn. And she does. She looks at Penn and she. Perhaps I have more to learn from Olive than I had first thought. Just gonna drop the ball and just give Penn this big, long hug.
Yeah. Penn was gonna ask if she needed one, so this is good.
And thank you all so much for joining us for Divine Right of Kings. It's been good. We'll see you next week. You're all great. This game is so cool. I missed it. I'm so glad we're back. So yes. Sorry, I gotta do things like a reasonable order, but that was just such a good tie-in for the and like closer for the episode. Okay, so thank you all so much for joining us in Divine Right of Kings. You can catch us at 7 p.m. Pacific on the regular when we hold this game. You can see us next week. We'll be back with maybe a rumble at the scrapyard. I'm very excited. There's a channel where I upload the VODs. I was a little slow on that, so thank you for your patience, but I believe they should all be up now, and this won't be up shortly. There's a TikTok, which there's been a pause on it. My life's been very busy, but maybe there will be more there soon. And I don't know what else to plug. Pokemon's very strange. What else is there to plug?
No, don't plug the Pokemon leak. Don't talk about it.
Hey, you know, if it's safe to do it, give your loved one a hug if they need a hug. The world's a scary place. And we'll see you all next week, everybody. It's been good. Thank you all so much. Have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Good night.